It's Wimborne who march into the second qualifying round of the FA Trophy after today's great 3-1 win over Dorchester Town at the Avenue Stadium. In a first half which only produced one moment of magic, it was Wimborne that came up with it, and they led 1-0 at half-time. It came on 20 minutes, Mark Gamble outstretching the Dorchester defence on the left-hand side, and his inch-perfect cross was met by Matt Kemble, who came in at the far post to slide the ball home. 1-0 Magpies at the interval then. And the second half, Wimborne played some really fluent football and doubled their advantage on 62 minutes with the goal of the game. Mark Gamble doing great work on the right-hand side to hold the ball up until support arrived, laid it back to Scott Arnold, whose long diagonal ball was met by Matt Kemble, and his intelligent header across the 6-yard line was met by Mark Gamble, who slotted it home to double the Magpies' lead. 7 minutes later, Dorchester pulled one back, and it was danger man Nathan Walker who got on the end of a free kick at the far post to head the ball low past Jason Harville. Wimborne made sure of their place in the next round on 75 minutes when, after Jamie Davidson had taken the ball into the box, he managed to get the ball across, and there was Mark Gamble to put it in from 6 yards. Wimborne lined up today without Ian Oliver unavailable and Adam Costello both unavailable. And so they started off with Tom Biles Tom Biles in the centre of the defence, with Max Brimson at left back, and Billy Maybury alongside Tom Biles. And I have to say this was as good a defensive performance in the first half as I've seen from Wimborne. They fought off the aerial attack of the big Dorchester centre backs, and were well worth the win. Dorchester, they'll look back on this game and think they can play an awful lot better, surely, but it's Wimborne that march forward into the next round with a draw, I think, on Monday. Next up for the Magpies, it's away at AFC Totton in the league next Saturday. And before that, we've got the under-18s in action at Oxford City in the FA Youth Cup, and we wish them, Nick Hutchings and his lads, all the best for that. Great day for Wimborne here in Dorchester. And with a happy Magpies boss Steve Cuss after today's 3-1 win in the FA Trophy over Dorchester at the Avenue in Dorchester. Steve, 3 cracking goals, but let's first of all talk about the defensive performance. We kept Dorchester to 2 clear-cut chances all day, and you had a pretty makeshift in young defence.
Yeah, absolutely superb. You know, we've been saying about being hard to play against all season and working hard defensively, and you know, if I'm being honest, that back four wasn't the back four I had in my mind when we beat Godalming 2 weeks ago, and that's full credit to Tom, Billy and Max who's come in, and I thought their performances were excellent today. You know, Max hasn't started too many games and he was up against a real danger player, I thought, for them, and I thought he defended it very well. Billy slotted back in the centre half well the last couple of games, and Tom did well up against the centre forward, so the 3 of them were absolutely fantastic for us. And you got Scott and Jace to throw into that as well, and the rest of the side defending. It was a really good performance defensively from us.
I mean, to be honest, I thought that was as good a defensive performance from us as I've seen all season, and that was with boys being thrown in there.
Yeah, I thought they had their threats are definitely in their attacking areas, and with the lad Robinson pushing on and playing on, he's played at a much higher level, and he's a quality player. We defended well against them, and like I say, I don't think there was a real clear-cut opening for them until it was right at the death at 3-1. But that proved that we defended well and got numbers behind the ball and just broke. But probably for me at half-time, I said that we just need to use the ball better, because I felt that when we did, we scored a great goal, but that's probably all we did in the first half, and we need to use the ball better. And second half we did, and Matt was unlucky when he pulled a great save. Max nearly scored as well, and Mark got his goals, which was fantastic. Yeah,
maybe a bit hurried in our clearances in the first half. Didn't really realise that we had as much time as we had. Yeah. But let's talk about the goals. First goal, a really good, well-made goal. Mark Gamble outpaced the defender on the left-hand side, and his cross was a great run by Matt Kemble to meet the cross.
Yeah, I think that's 4 now for Matt like that, coming from outside to in. It seems to suit him, and he gets himself into real strikers' areas, but the pace and the quality of Mark to get in. It was, I think he received the ball just in the opposition's half, and he's ran almost like 50 yards to square it for Matt to finish. So it was a great bit of play, and it's something that we've talked about as well, Matt getting in and finishing them off. So I'm really delighted with that goal, and I thought it'd give us the real belief to go on and do what we did and control the game.
And for me, the goal of the game, the second one, Mark Gamble did a great job on the right, holding it up there until people came up. He laid it back to Scott Arnold, a long crossfield ball, and Matt Campbell having the presence of mind to head it across the goal for Gamstead to score.
Yeah, it was an intelligent header, and to reverse it back to get Mark to score. So, delighted, and it was that I felt that if we could get that diagonal ball in and get people one-on-one, we'd cause them a problem, and it proved right. And Mark, when you drop the ball into that kind of area, Mark will always be around it. So great little header and a great finish.
Yeah, 2 goals for Mark Gamble today. He's getting back to his absolute best, I think.
Yeah, I thought he was, to come here, score 2 and make the third. He's had a great day, and it probably doesn't quite suit him, the system that we're playing at the moment, but he's doing a good job for us. And if he can keep taking the chances and working as hard as he does, he's a real threat at any level. So it's a real plus for us that he looked back to his very best today.
We could go through the whole team talking about players, but for me, two that stood out, apart from Blakey, who did his normal 150% shift, James Stocco in midfield, and Matt Campbell, I thought probably had his best game of the season. It is excellent.
Yeah, Matt's done really well of late, and he's still scoring goals, which is important to him and to me and the side. But his work rate was absolutely phenomenal today. He was helping Max. Like I said, the lad Smith out there could play a bit, and he was causing us problems. So we were talking about doubling up, and that's hard work. And he has to get back. So he did exceptionally well. And I just thought James Stocco was just quality throughout. I thought his intelligent position that he takes up, he was getting to the ball on most of the time, and then when he was getting the ball, he was using it well, and he controlled the game. I thought it was absolutely outstanding.
Final question, Steve. Who do you want in the next round?
I don't know. I didn't look, but I suppose we'd like to be back at the Cuthbury, wouldn't we, for a home game. So we'll just look forward to that. It's fantastic to be in the draw. So all the lads are going to look forward to that on Monday.
Well done, Steve.
Thank you.
For your time.
Thanks.
Cheers.